Hello, everybody. Second, I am running super behind. Enjoy the starting soon screen. I will be right back. Yes, today is Friday in California, Selva. Friday. Okay. Gosh, so I'm going to post in all of the Discord to let people know that I'm live. Uh, and I keep getting distracted by meme. Gosh, I suddenly got really. All right. I have posted in all of the. Okay. Right back. Alright, I'm back. You've summoned the Nabiru, Silva. Did you make sure to make all the proper tributes in order to tribute summon Nabiru? Or did you special summon Nabiru? Tell us, Nabiru, did Silva tribute summon you, or was there some kind of special summon condition that had to be met in order to summon you? I'm so bad at posting going live things. Oh, by screwing the rules, we're talking OG Season 1 Summon Any Monster You Draw season. Okay. Got it. Screw the rules, I've got money style. Okay. Alright, 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 alright. Okay. So, in case you're wondering what the music is, this is, I think I mentioned this last time. This is uh, GameChops, which is a uh, a thing that like a channel that like takes video game music and makes original compositions based on video game things. And a lot of their stuff is copyright free, so that's where we got tonight's music from. I hope you all can hear it. Joe, how was everybody's week? How did everybody do? What did everybody get done this week? I know my week was a bit my week was a bit rough. So like I had Summoner level 80 in Final Fantasy 14. Is that a big accomplishment, Silva? I don't I don't know 14, so. Oh, how'd the Pathfinder go, Nabiru? Yeah, good air quotes. Ah, jeez. That's a rough feeling. I'm a tanky build, yet I kept failing a lot of rolls, so I ended up like dark. Oh no! You have to get Paladin, Warrior, Dark Knight, Gunbreaker, White Mage, Scholar, Astrologian, Monk, Dragoon, Ninja, Samurai, Bard, Machinist, Dancer, Black Mage, Summoner, and Red Mage. To level 80 to get a mount. Do you need a mount to be a summoner? That's a lot. That's a lot of time and dedication. Oh, really? So you're always prepared for the raid. I used to have a friend who, like, whenever we wanted to hang out, we'd always have to make sure that, like, his guild for, I can't think it was WoW or something, didn't have a raid. Because when they would all have their scheduled raid nights, that was like his game night with his friends, and that was this like really cool thing for him. Wonder whatever happened to him. I haven't talked to him in a while. If he's still on Facebook. No, I'm curious. I'm checking. think this is. Yep, that's him. What's he been up to? I haven't seen him post. He hasn't posted in forever. Oh no, it's probably moved to another social media thing that I don't know about. So you have 5 classes at level 80 or greater. Let me tell you all about my week. So my week, I'm not gonna go into all the details because like some of it was like medical stuff. But like there was this form that I needed to get submitted for this thing that I had to do, right? For this thing with the government in order to get help and all that stuff, right? And in the past, my case manager had helped me with that, and I didn't know if the case manager was the one who submitted it for me or if I'd submitted it myself online. I have a new case manager. So about a month or so ago, I'd reached out to the new case manager and been like, "Hey, how do I submit this form?" And she told me she was going to call and find out how I needed to submit the form because she was relatively new to the procedure. I didn't hear anything from her till I emailed her. And then whenever I did talk to her, and then um, she called me and was like, "We have our own person that we go through. You have to send me the paperwork, and then well, either you go yourself or send me the paperwork and I'll send it to them." So I was like, "Okay, sure, I'll send you the paperwork." I reminded her when the deadline was, and then later that day on Monday, she like called me and she was like frantic and panicked and upset and uh all this stuff at me, talking about how like I didn't send her the right form, how she needed all these other forms, how all this, that, and the third. And it was, I don't like people being upset at me. I don't like people being angry at me. Um, and I very much did not like it. Um, so like I got really stressed out and anxious about it. I talked to a couple people about it. And like I was talking to my therapist. My therapist was like, maybe you should figure out a way to reach out to her in order to talk to her directly. And like I sent my therapist a draft of an email that I wanted to send her. But my therapist hasn't gotten back to me whether or not that was good. Actually, let me check that right now. I should have got a notification if she did. Well, oh, she did send it back. Oh, she did send it. She did send something back to me. Okay. Yeah, so like there's one problem with my email. Um, this is funny. My so I use, this is gonna sound really unprofessional, but I use one email account for like everything. Like my VTuber account, for like my YouTube account, for like everything. And like now that's getting into issues is I'm sending emails like government emails and people are like, it says Oriansenshi, and I'm like, I don't want to like have to set up all new emails with people and have to create an entirely new Google account. It's interesting, but like I wonder, oh no, that was not the button I wanted. Back. But yeah, so it went through this whole thing and like I had to go pick up my medication uh, at the clinic today, right? And while I was there, I was like, I should check and see my mail because she'd mentioned that I had mail. And um, when I checked the mail, like I was expecting her to like walk the mail out to me. But like she took me to the back and I was sitting in the room with this woman that I'm in the middle of putting together this uh uh I'm in the middle of putting together this email to like try to explain my feelings to. And I don't want to have a confrontation face to face. That is the last thing I want. Um and like it's just I was just worried that like um it was gonna be a thing where like was gonna be conflict. And we got to the end and she's like, after she handed me my mail, like, do you have anything you want to talk to me about? Anything you wanted to address to me like right now, really quick while we're here? And then I just froze because like there was stuff I wanted to talk to her about, but I didn't want to talk to her about it in this setting. Uh, so I just said not right now. Uh, because I didn't want to say no that I don't have anything and then like blindside her with an email later. Um, see. Let's see something. I can choose. Okay, so I sign into Google. I sign in with my Google account. I'm wondering if there's a way that I can change so that way my uh there's got to be a way to do it to make my YouTube display one name but then have my actual name on my on my Google account. Hmm, something to look about. All right. Oh, there is. I just Googled it and apparently customization. Oh, oh wow, I could just change the name on my Google account to my legal name and it won't change my YouTube account because my YouTube has its own setting. I'm a goofball. I could have been avoiding this entire problem whatsoever. That is absolutely hilarious. Um I need to update my I need to be a better YouTuber. Because I should have known all this. I shouldn't have had to look this up. I haven't started building yet. Uh-oh, looks like my internet's going kind of wonky. I wanted to share. I wanted to share something that I was working on. Da, ba, da, ba, da. But how are you doing, Tom? How was your week? We were just kind of chit-chatting about the week before we got started. Is the stream buffering or something? Check the status of. I might have to close and reopen the. Uh-oh, yeah, it's lagging. Okay. Well, I mean, it looks like the stream is still going. Blurry. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, it looks like it's still going. Oh wait, no, now it's buffering. I don't know what I need to do here. Alright, I don't want to fight with this, so give me a second. I'm going to restart. Oh, it's fine? Okay, great. Alright, great. It's fine. If it's fine, it's fine. We're going to move forward then. Moving forward. I haven't started building characters yet. I'm definitely open. Yeah, my wonky week was just kind of stressful. Had a confrontation with my case manager with some stuff with my disability case and stuff. Which was not fun. But hopefully things will be better in the future. And hopefully things go better. Okay. All right. There, I fixed it. I fixed the problem that I'd been having, which was that my Google was displaying my VTuber name and not my actual name. I just fixed it. I think I should be fine. Come on. Anyway, but yeah, my week was kind of wonky. It was kind of stressful. I found out that there was a problem where like my email address wasn't displaying my name properly, so my case manager didn't realize it was me on the email, and I just fixed that in 5 seconds because I just finally read the email that was explaining it. But be that as it may, yeah, I'm doing my best. I went to pick up my medicine today, and then I was like in the same room with my case manager, who I'm like trying to figure out how to like talk about how I didn't like the way that that she talked to me. Okay, I'm getting a bunch of errors right now. Sit tight, everybody. I'm going to restart my computer real quick. You'll mediate on my behalf? All right. All right, I'll be right back. Just sit tight. I'll probably be a couple minutes. I'll be right back. All right. Come on. There we go. Okay. So we're going to roll with it. I've already restarted my computer, so there's not really anything else I can do. If it gets kind of wonky, I don't know. That might just be the weather. I have no idea. I did my best. It might just take a little bit to pick back up since it's reconnecting to a pre-existing stream. Anywho, yeah, I think I just fixed one problem. Alrighty. Right. So there was much rejoicing. What was there much rejoicing about? About my stream? Yeah, there's lots of rejoicing about my stream. Let's get rolling with some let's get rolling with some character building. It's about time. And first, I want to show you all something that I've built so far that I think came out really well, and I'm really proud of. Anybody there? Did everybody make it back? Okay. So let's get to writing stream. Okay. I don't know if everybody made it back, but this is drone. This started as a really simple project, but then it just like it grew and took on a life of its own. Oh. Let me. Okay. So, welcome back, everybody. Sorry for the stuff. It might be a little bit choppy. Like, it's weird. Like, my like status light for the stream is red, and I keep seeing the bit rate keep going up and down, but it's still staying at kind of a steady place. But be that as it may, this is Drone. This is a character that I am extremely proud of. This is my D&D character that I reimagined as a superhero, as a Prowlers and Paragons Ultimate Edition superhero. And then I started thinking about like how would this character have become a superhero? And that got me thinking about like some interesting stuff. And because most superhero games take place in the modern day, so then it was like, how would this medieval fantasy character end up there? But also he's timeless. He doesn't age. So, I built him as a standard hero with the 12 dice limit and 125 points. First off, the first thing he needed was inanimate, which makes him really resistant to a bunch of things and just makes him a living construct. Hey Nabiru, you're back. I hope Tom makes it back. Yep, more OC building. More OC building. I want to share what I've built so far, and then we're gonna run with that, okay? So he's a living construct, right? He's got inanimate, and he's got the superhero package, which means he starts with 3 dice in everything. He's really talented in everything, which I thought was fitting because he's such an experienced hero. And I'll get to that when I got to the motivations and like some of my made up backstory for this character, and you'll see what I came up with. Spent 1 dice on agility to bring it up to 4. Spent 4 dice on toughness to bring it up to 8. Now the reason why 4 takes it from 3 to 8 is because I have steel body on constant, which increases his toughness by 1 die, which makes his toughness 4 dice. So that's what he gets with that, because he was at 7 and then it brings him up to 8. His willpower, he's a strong mental, strong mind. That's why I gave him 7 dice of willpower. He has experience because he has proficiency in investigation. He's experienced in investigation and mystery solving. So I gave him 1 + 1 dice in investigation. But he's learned to be very charming and very persuasive. So I gave him 2 dice in charm, which puts him at 5 dice, which means he's an expert at charming people. Gave him 1 dice in survival, which means that he's trained in the wilderness and in the outdoors and living outdoors, and he has some experience in training in handling animals and training animals, because he does have animal handling. Now this is where stuff gets funny because I went into his backstory, right? Gave him 2 dice in profession. Oh no, is it still having quite the delay? I tried to do everything I could. I restarted my whole computer, Nabiru. I restarted my whole computer. I don't think there's anything else I can do besides restarting the router, and I'm not going to do that in the middle of the night when other people are using it. We're going to have to work through the delay, Nabiru, and anyone else who's here. So I was thinking, how do I translate this character from a medieval fantasy setting into a superhero setting? So I thought what would be really cool would be if his D&D adventures, because he's a living construct, and I gave him immortality, so he doesn't age. What if he his D&D adventures are from his past, from like the ancient past. His D&D adventures are like his stuff in the ancient past, and he's outlived all of his friends and he's saved the world, outlived his adventures, and now he's living in a more modern day world and is using his mask of disguise, which I'll get into later, to blend in. And he's made a living for himself. He learned about business and stuff, making a living for himself as a blacksmith and also as an antique dealer, which is why he has expertise in blacksmithing with technology. So he makes artisan things, he repairs things, and he deals in antiques and like will buy antiques, get them restored, resell them. And then he has his own set of things that he's collected through the ages of living through all of these ages of the world that he sells or he'll trade and do that. But the thing is, he does not have the wealth perk. Why is that so loud? But yeah, he does not have the wealth perk because the thing is, right? Even though he has this business and he sells this stuff for a decent amount of stuff, he makes this artisan stuff, right? He donates like 90 to 95%. Well, let me rephrase that. He pays his taxes. He doesn't like do all the tax loopholes of like hiding stuff in offshore bank accounts and stuff. He actually like pays his taxes on his sales of his antiques and stuff. And he donates most of the rest of what he would get anonymously to different charities. He donates anonymously, which means he doesn't get the benefit of being like, well, I donate to your organization, you should help me, because he doesn't have the wealth perk. Which I like taking those kinds of things about the character sheet and translating them into background stuff for the character. I think it's really cool and really interesting. So he only keeps like 5 to 10% of whatever he sells his antiques for. Okay, Silva. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I realize you may have said that like forever ago, and there might just be a huge delay on my screen because of my internet being poopy face right now. I hope it's not a thing where like my laptop is dying. This poor laptop is so old. It was like 5 years old when I got it like 3 years ago. And I have put this thing through the ringer and used and abused this poor thing for so long. This poor laptop. But so yeah, he's got that. And then I was like, okay. So for his sword, because he's a warlock hexblade. Exactly, Nabiru. So he is a hexblade warlock paladin. So he's got his packed blade. His blade he uses for striking people down. So we took the strike power with the thing that he needs a sword for it, right? Brings it up to 8 dice. But because he's a paladin, he has smite. So I gave the smite to be a boost thing with extra charges. So that way, 6 times per scene, he can bump his packed blade attack up from 8 dice to 12 dice, which is the limit. So like that's his most powerful attack is his smite, but he can only use that 6 times. If it weren't for the smite, he would have a bunch more resolve. His Eldritch Blast is only 8 dice because his Eldritch Blast does less damage. It doesn't entirely do less damage, but like it's close enough. Like I wanted the Eldritch Blast to be less powerful than a smite. So I thought that was pretty accurate to the character. He's a paladin, so I gave him Lay On of Hands, which is his healing. He can heal up to 5 points per day. Gave him his integrated armor. He gained a bonus to armor because of his steel body, his density. And he has a shield, which this is kind of, I think this is kind of cheeky. His shield lets him, as long as he has his shield and he can block something with his active defenses, he can block something for 12 dice, which is his maximum, right? But if he's ever immobilized and can't use his shield arm, he can only block with 8 dice. Or if he loses his shield in any way. He has his Star Horse. Now in D&D, his horse can't fly. But we're going super here. We're saying this is him like years after his D&D adventures, so this horse can fly. And I was gonna give him the Omni power, which lets him create any power he needs, and it was gonna be a type of magic, so he could come up with whatever spells he needs. But that was so expensive that I was like, let me just give him Aura of Protection and just build his individual powers separately. He's got Steel Body, which makes him weigh between 400 to 500 pounds. And because it has the constant trait, which makes it cheaper, but it means he can't turn it off. So he's always between 400 to 500 pounds. Which reminds me, I wanted to see if they have a version of it innate where it's something that can't be absorbed. Let me check that out. No, they don't. They don't have it. Nope, they don't. Okay. That's probably for the best. So in Mutants and Masterminds, innate is a power that lets you have something that just can't be stolen, can't be duplicated, can't be taken, and it's just an innate part of your character. And that gets really powerful if you can just make powers innate parts of your character. That's one of the things that like the GM needs to have a lot of um, control over. Uh, so, all right. All right. So he's got his Mask of Disguise. Now here's the thing. With shape shifting in this game, right? It says he can reshape his body, but it like it's just like the ranks in it are whatever dice you can add to your stats, to your physical stats. So I say he makes himself look like Herbert, changes his body to look like human flesh, to look like his old friend Herbert, but he took the lowest rank of it. Normally it would be 2 points per rank, but because he uses an item, it's only down to one. So for 1 hero point, he can make himself look like Herbert and add 1 dice to his agility, which makes him a little faster because Herbert was fast. And that represents like some more mobility because his his body is made of it's reshaped into being something more flesh-like. He has the Devil's Sight, or whatever it's called in D&D, where like he has dark vision for 120 feet. So I gave him night vision, and then he has immortality with a 1 vulnerability. Um, he's now immortality is a flavor ability in not Muse Mastermind, in Prowlers and Paragons. In Prowlers and Paragons, by default, player characters can't be killed. So this is more of like your character knows they can't be killed, and you get to role play them as such, as someone who's been alive for ages and centuries or whatever. So for him, his arcane core at the very center of him has to be destroyed. If that is not destroyed, he can always regenerate. He can lose his arms, legs, head. He can lose everything, but as long as his arcane core is still intact, he will regenerate. Will heal. Because of the self-repair enchantments on his body. So that gives him 8 health, 7 edge, 2 resolve. Now the 2 resolve are because of the flaws I took for him. He's got a sword, a shield, and his mask of disguise. So you can have up to 3 flaws. So we took for him unusual looks, where since he's a magical construct and he has to hide his appearance, if anyone sees his appearance, it can be a problem. It can be very difficult. He's unlucky because I always roll poopy face. I always roll poorly whenever I play this character, or whenever I play D&D in general. I always roll poorly. So especially things related to this character. So that's the joke, is that he's unlucky. So anything random he will constantly fail at. And he has to work extra hard at everything. So that means the game master will get to make me fail at anything random chance. And obligation. He lives a double life as Herbert Opportunist, named because Herbert was always the one that took the opportunity to finish the enemy whenever they got really low. Our DM started calling it Herbert range. We would get the thing in Herbert range, and Herbert would finish it off and save our butts. But he's a professional blacksmith and antique dealer. He often spends days working on projects and negotiating deals. That works as a plot hook. Both unlucky and obligation give him a point of resolve at the start of every session, which is powerful. And his motivation is responsibility. I have this power. I must use it to help people. I've sworn an oath to protect life. I'm also on a quest to release an ancient sentient artifact that is currently in the clutches of a mad scientist somewhere. It awoke powers within me and calls me to find it and free it. This artifact, the Resplendent Corona, seeks to prevent the coming of a new age of demons. This is actually his current D&D adventure, is to do that. So this was just like, what if he still hadn't done it and he was still looking for this thing, as it's been changed hands to different things through different ages, or he's been looking for it as it's been getting moved around and passed around, and he's just trying to find it. He's been trying to find it. Maybe it's been in the hands of some evil organization for ages untold, or something that might count as like an enemy or something. So with that, right, his whole thing is that he uses his mask of disguise to wear the face of an old adventuring buddy, and he used to travel with in ancient times. could be very wealthy, but he constantly donates most of his money to charity. That could be interesting, interacting with the party. Now, I don't know that I'm ever going to play this character in any Prowlers and Paragons games, but it was interesting to think of this as kind of like an end of the line future, possible future version of my D&D character. It was really exciting. It was really fun. Um, so that's something I wanted to share with all of you. Oh, looks like the stream might be finally catching up properly. Is there still the huge delay, Nabiru? My light's finally green. My numbers are finally stable. All right. Anyway. Tonight we are doing I'm either gonna do some random generation or I'm gonna do some let me do some random. Oh. Oh, I found a random superhero generator. We might use that. Might use that. Hold on. Let me let people know that I'm back online. Let people. Okay. There. I let people know that I'm back online. I can use all right, so you have to come up with a name. Okay. So let me. Okay. So I found a random superhero generator. Nabiru, anyone in chat, give me a name. Or I could use a random superhero name generator. Ooh, could do that. Hero name generator. What is this? Okay, random ideas. What have we got? None of these are really speaking to me. I'm not liking this generator. Here we go. Fantasy names. These ones also always have great names. Ooh, armed mole. Let me put that in here and see what I get. Armed mole. Let's see what we get. Um, why is it not letting me open this as... Okay. Here we go. Random superhero generator. Let's see what we got. Let's see what pops up. Armed Mole possesses the power to spin like a whirlwind, but using this power draws a lot of attention. He's able to cause combatants to become tired, and he has a reputation for an incredible group of useful gadgets, however, only during a new moon. Armed Mole developed the talent to scan the memories of others, and he has the power to make dogs appear from nowhere. Additionally, he has been known to steal the skills of his foes and use it against them. And he can copy defenses of his antagonists, but doing so drains his ability uh, to see the past for 1 hour. Armed Mole is known for an uncommon power to recover quickly. These are too many powers. These are way too many powers. We're gonna keep it simple to 3 powers. All right. Right, Nabaru? Like I picked a random number because I thought it'd be interesting, but that was just so many powers. There was just so many powers, Nabaru. Unless you've got something, Nabaru. You had a bunch of suggestions last time. Do you have any, like, before you were suggesting like individual powers? Do you have suggestions for a superhero? You had, like, what was the stuff you were talking about yesterday? Not yesterday, Monday, a week ago, almost a week ago. Talking about uh uh whatchamacallit. There was the weight thing where something could change the parameters. Right, a superhero fantasy setting. I remember that, Nabiru. I remember you mentioned that. That actually gets me thinking. I remember my golem idea I never did anything with. Folding skill to make all sorts of things, folding things together, armor based ability based on what you eat. Yeah, I remember you mentioned some of that stuff. That would be interesting. You had some very interesting stuff. You just give me existing superheroes. What's this? Random superhero generator uses the icon. Oh, it creates a. That's in the icon system. What have you got? Hit me with something. Like right now, I'm thinking about. I know I said I was gonna do audience request, but I'm thinking about doing my golem one because that one sounds really interesting to me. Wondering how I would even build that. I'd probably only made 2. Okay. Do you have one that you really want to see? It could be one of the ones you already mentioned. Do you have one that you really want to see me try putting together? You have mundane, alter ego. I think I could take the alter ego flaw and for the golem one. Alter ego, amnesia. Ah. Could take very heavy. Kind of was leaning towards uh like the difference between secret identity and alter ego just seems pedantic. Far to fantasy. Oh, what's that? What's your fun one with the golem? I don't hope I don't get in trouble for showing so much of the rule. That would be funny. I remember I got the image from some kind of like glowing golem I saw in Magic the Gathering was where I first got the idea for this. Where was it? Outside perception, it just seems electrical based, though it's far more than that. It lets you breathe life into inanimate objects, both sentient and non-sentient. So you can breathe life into, you can make life. That's an interesting one. That's an interesting one. Ah, I think I found the one that I was thinking of. The Platinum Golem from Magic the Gathering was the one that I saw as a kid that I was like, I want to make a car. I want to make a uh, thing that's like that. Uh, Oh, is Platinum Golem or Platinum Empyrean? Platinum Empyrean, I think, was the one. But I thought there was another one that was like more brightly colored with more like stars and stuff. You can also supercharge your muscles and let your body go on almost autopilot using power. By passing the time it takes to go from brain to muscles back. That's an interesting one, now, bro. Uh, you can also shut off parts so you don't feel pain or do instinct reactions if you need to pretend to be asleep or quiet. Ooh. Ooh, now you're talking about some interesting stuff. All right, fine. You can find a full art picture of the Platinum Imperion. Oh, Blightsteel Colossus. That might be it. That might be what I was thinking of. Hey, Superhero 60, welcome to stream. How are you doing? How was your week? Far more fleshed out as I spent more time thinking up all I could do to make it unique since electrical. Yeah, electrical power is used quite a lot. No, okay. So, Tom, when I was a kid, I saw a Magic the Gathering card. I don't remember which one. It was some type of golem. And I was like, I want to come up with a character that turns into this type of golem. And I can't remember what it was. I think I might have been looking at something. I don't know when that came out. But I think I was looking at the art of Platinum Empyreon. That's also true, Nabaru. I don't remember what it did. I just remember I looked at the card art. I was very young. I wasn't like competitively minded at the time. All I know was that it had a really cool card art and it was a golem. I remember it was really big. It had like there were like multiple lights in the background. And that's why I think it's Platinum Empyreon, because when I'm looking at this art of it, it has like three different suns in the background. But I could have swore there was one that had like stars like in the golem. I might have just been like doing my own version of the Platinum Empyreon. Something with like all the different elements and stars in it. Puppetry in golem form, you can detach parts and have it attached to other things to control them as if it's always part of your body. Ooh, that's a nice one. I I don't remember. I think it might have been. It was so long ago, Tom. It was so long ago. Um, Yeah, I was talking about a magic card that I used to it was a big golem, and I thought it'd be really cool to see uh some kind of a superhero that's like a person that turns into a golem. Um I'm looking at okay, Silva. Okay. Up on your Lord of the Rings shenaniganry. I don't even know what that card does. I just know that like everybody was like up in the air about it because like there's a one of one version that's only available in a certain collector's edition or something. What's Karn? Huh. No, not quite Karn. I see a really cool customized card of him. Yeah, so they have a regular run of the One Ring, and then they have a special one of one copy, and people are like getting up in the air about it because there is literally some like collector thing in Spain that has put out a $2 million bounty for it. Oh, someone pulled it already, Tom. Someone pulled it already and collected. Did they collect that $2 million bounty on it? Ontario. Rated at 9. Ooh, okay. Ooh, I'm liking the artwork for Darksteel Sentinel, and Darksteel Colossus looks really cool. I know that there was a person in there's like some group in Spain that's like they'll fly you to Spain and put you up there for a 2 week vacation and then buy the card from you for like $2 million was what they were saying. Oh, 2 million. Blah, 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 blah. Are you gonna share a couple images? Okay, Tom. But I remember it was a golem and there was like lights. I also like the thing is like there's always whenever you're dealing with like childhood memories, right? You always have to be aware that there's a chance that there's going to be a gap between how you remember something and what it really looked like, right? Because like as children, we exaggerate, our imagination runs wild, we do all kinds of crazy stuff. It's chonky. Let me open the Book of Faces to see what Tom sent me. I don't have it up. Okay, cool. Saber Claw Golem looks cool. I like Titanium Golem. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it might have been Platinum Empyrean. Ooh, Reflective Golem looks really nice. I haven't seen that one before. Actually, uh, Reflective Golem looks really cool. Um, uh, could just go with that. Could just go with that. I'll put both names down, Platinum Empyrean or Reflective Golem. It's really big. Okay. So let's look at what kind of powers we would give our Golemy superhero. Okay. So let's build I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. We're going to build um we're going to build the motivations and um we're going to build the motivations and the flaws first, and then we'll build the powers. So motivations, because I haven't done that on screen yet. Um uh, got another. I should probably mute. Oh, Tom sent me 5 more photos. Ooh. Ooh, hold up. These ones look. Ooh, that Maelstrom Colossus one looks really cool. I like how sturdy Iron Gate Colossus looks. Okay. All right, so let's build this first. First, we're looking at motivations. Let's go with all the pictures look really good. I think I'm gonna go. I think for like my mental image of this character, I'm gonna go with Reflective Golem. I like all of them because I love golems. I love golems. Um, and like, yeah. But I think we'll go with Reflective Golem because it's so shiny. It's so shiny. It's big and shiny. Let's see. All right, so we're going with motivation. What do we do? Um, We'll go with responsibility. I like that. I like that. Spread light as reflection. Ooh. That's an interesting one. Wants to make the world a better place. I like that. We'll go with virtue. We'll go with virtue. I like that. People are supposed to help each other. Okay. So this describes, so one of the key themes of this character, right, is that they wake up with no memory. They have no idea who they are, where they're from. All they know is that they can transform into a massive golem, a massive shiny golem. And that they have a variety of these big powers from being a golem, right? And then the big question for them as they go is, are they a golem that turns into a human, or a human that turns into a golem? That is the core question. So now we're going to look at flaws. I probably have to give some, if I'm doing reflective golem, probably going to do some kind of like a deflection power or something that lets it like reflect energy attacks at other targets. I'm thinking some kind of a deflection power. It'll be big, strong with some kind of a deflection power. All right, so of course we're going to do. All right, so first we do amnesia. Ooh, yeah, you're right, Tom. That is an interesting power. I wonder how I would do that. Energy attack with just pass through him, harmlessly turning into rainbow light. Ooh, that would be interesting if he had some kind of like a heal power or something. Actually, I have an idea. I have an idea. Maybe an Omni power to duplicate anything he withstands. So he can just shoot out an Omni power. He'll be able to reflect things. That's kind of like a deflection power, but it'll be more expensive. Um, I'll see how it all comes together. So first we're going with amnesia. Okay, so got amnesia. That's the first thing. I want to go with alter ego because that essentially builds the two characters separately. Um, where you have the kind of the human form and then the the golem form. It's a bit more complicated. Uh, but that's a possibility, Nabaru. Emotions, personality traits takes in. That's a possibility, Nabaru. So I'll say his alter ego human form just takes the 50 point um just takes the 50 point superhero thing and it just has 3 dice in everything. Deviation, parrying, attack, weapon deflection, repulsion, redirection, reflection. Ooh, those are all really good suggestions, Tom. We got alter ego. I want to get one more. Let's do. So uh so I'm torn, right? For like the third thing, right? Because like first I was like, do broke, so then he just woke up and he's just wandering around trying to help people, right? Um, ooh, attack reversal could be nice. A repulsion field could be really good too, where he like pushes enemies away. But I was also thinking of taking unusual looks because he's gonna look like a golem. Yeah, because his alter ego is gonna be a humanoid form. He himself is gonna look like a golem. There, now I'm thinking about something. Oh, let me mute Facebook. Oh, cool. I like some of the suggestions you're giving me, Tom. Uh, that was okay. I see it. A lot of really good suggestions. Okay, I'm thinking right now. So I got the unusual looks. Looks like a massive goal. That got me thinking about something. Uh, but never mind. I'm getting distracted. So we've got the unusual looks. Ah, I see. Okay. Comics are always fun and for power ideas because like that's kind of what they're all about, you know? Yeah. Okay, let's get back to what we're doing. Okay, so we got unusual looks. Looks like a massive golem. Terrorize people. All right. All right. So now, um, we're gonna start with yeah. So what we got so far, and we're doing a standard hero, 125 points, 12 die limit. Superhero package, points. Inanimate, 9 points. Let's do all the golem stuff first, and then we'll do then we'll do everything else. We could do power mimicry. Hmm. We do power mimicry or power absorption. All right, I will be right back. I need to go use the restroom. I will be right back. Don't touch that dial. All right, I'm back. Okay. So, Uh, oh. I see the message, Tom. Thermal armor, enhance power echo. Ooh, that sounds really nice. Okay. So we've got let's do all the ones for being a golem first. Yeah, inanimate magic. Um, we'll say he has immunity fatigue. Because he's a true golem, so he doesn't need to sleep or rest. So we'll say immunity fatigue. Okay. Because inanimate just gives life support and toxins. Okay. All right, so he's got immunity. Uh, oh yeah, also immortality. Okay. Oh, that reminds me, I got to put something on my notes. Remind myself for tomorrow. There. I had to make a note of something so I wouldn't forget. All right. Okay. All right. So we've got superhero package, inanimate, immunity fatigue, invulnerability, immortality. Now we have to get growth. Figure out how big you get. Might take growth 8. I don't want to go all the way to growth 12 because I want to have space for things. And I feel like 8's a good one. 10. How tall is 40 feet? Would that be like 4 stories tall? Yeah, I'd say, but 28, 8 die growth puts me at 25 feet tall. How tall is 25 feet tall? Like, well, I'm like, almost 6 foot. That would be like almost 5 times, like 4 times my height. Okay. So we're gonna go with um go with 8. That's fine. Give some good armor. Not the best, but it gives room for some other things. Okay. Uh 8 is 25 feet tall. And let me check the weight ranks. 8 is 5 tons. Well, between 2 to 5 tons. That's a chunky golem. That's a chunky golem. All right, so I think we've got everything I wanted. Maybe have some dark vision because he can uh, uh let's see, what can I do here? Let's see. Got so many good things. I think, okay, deflection. You can deflect any ranged attack. Redirect range attacks, but not area attacks. You decide whether to deflect the physical or energy attacks, and you select this power. Use your deflection rank as your defense. Okay. So gonna take deflection 12 die because that's got to be maxed out. That's the main thing of this reflection golem, right? So we need got reflection. Cool. Then probably give him, I'm thinking an Omni power. Could do some kind of machine control. Nah. I also say that could do some kind of like magical thing. So now what I'm looking at is using an Omni power, a broad Omni power. With like 8 ranks, so that'd be 40. Let's add up what I have so far. Let's add up what I have so far. We don't even really have any attacks yet. $50, $59, $62, $64, $70, $82. Okay, so we've used up 82 points. So we still have plenty. We still have plenty of space, but that Omni power. Let me take a look at some more of Tom's suggestions. He's got power reflection. Oh. Okay. Okay. So I've got 43 points left to play with. And I kind of want to give him some kind of like advanced senses. I want to give him some kind of advanced senses. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, I think I just saw something I might use for my drone modifier. Hmm. Okay, I'm thinking about an Omni Power because Omni Power lets it become anything. A broad Omni Power with the modifier, with a conditional modifier that it can only be activated, it can only duplicate another power that's cast on him. So that's one thing I'm thinking about. But I'm also thinking about what's this plasticity? Okay. I also want regeneration because that's cool. Um, I kind of also want him to have his own like his own punch. 'Cause right now he can unarmored attack. He can unarmored attack for 8, which isn't bad. That makes his deflection stronger than his unarmed attack, which I kind of like. I could invest in advanced senses, give him high perception. Because it's also a common thing for golems to have some kind of like advanced senses or tracking. Well, at least go with night vision. Well, I have these points to spend, I guess. Okay, super senses night vision. So now he's got 40 points left. I just take uh an omni power. I just take an omni power with the restriction that it has to be something that's cast on him. Yeah, it has to be an effect. Deflection. Actually, hold on. Can I have deflection do both physical and energy? That might be the thing. That might be the move, Nabiru. If you wish, you can double the cost of this power and spend 2 hero points per rank to be able to deflect both physical and energy attacks. There we go. "24 hero points. So that way it can deflect everything. That's 97. So I can spend 28? Yeah, I have 28 points to spend. Okay. That's pretty good. So we have deflection, all. But it's only against ranged attacks. Uh, oh. Let's see. Could do. You won't have flight. That wouldn't make sense. I'm gonna give him a force field. Could give him force field. He's got immunity to fatigue. Um, could give him some more immunities. Can't blind a mirror, so giving him immunity to mental states and sensory powers. But then how do you threaten this character? Like, that's the thing. I don't want to make him like so OP that like he just does like, well, his biggest weakness is the fact that he's so huge. He's so honking big that like he can't fit a lot of places, and I think some enemies get like bonuses trying to hit him. Um yeah. Ooh, bludgeoning. Because you're cracking the mirror. I think having him be uh I think it works out, Nabiru. He's good against ranged attacks. Someone gets up close and punches him or attacks him with some kind of an attack at close range. That's going to be his weakness. Like, he's only got 8 die to defend himself with, which isn't terrible, but like it's not great either. His best defense is going to be ranged attacks, which he can deflect. Any kind of physical or energy attack. Yeah. So his weakness is going to be melee attacks. Um, Could give him. I could give him nullify. That would be nasty. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Nullify wouldn't work because he can't use. He would have to turn off his deflection or to turn off his nullify. Could do power absorption because he's mimicking their powers. Power mimicry might work, might be better. But you have to pick a source that he could duplicate it from. Oh, okay. That means that's not like the S. That means the actual like mechanical source. Okay. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So this means that you pick a source. And I'm thinking like, oh, there's so many sources enemies could have. But then I forgot that when there's specific sources for powers. Um, Powers have to have specific sources. Innate, magic, psychic, super, tech, or trained. Um, so, eh. Could take power mimicry for like magic. Magic and tech? Good. Wow, it's already 10:40 and we've almost built this character. We've got 28 points left to spend. Might just spend that on um buffing his uh buffing his actual base stats. Not agility, that's for sure. Would give him the overkill con, which makes him which would make his strength cheaper, but make it easier to block his unarmed attacks. Armed or unarmed. Uh, their successes are doubled. Because it's just wild swings. I like power mimicry. Um, uh, oh, you can just choose innate as a source. Uh, okay. Ba ba da ba da. I think. Ah. Could give it blind because it's reflecting blinding light. Uh, could take dazzle, where he's reflecting a blinding light, where he's reflecting and kind of refocusing the light. That could be good. Yeah, let's take dazzle. We're gonna max that out. So I have room for 16 more points. He's got a dazzle, so that way he can blind enemies nearby. Almost wanted to take duplication, have some kind of a joke that he mirrors himself. But I feel like that might be a little bit much. Ooh, could do energy absorption. Infinite duplication. Infinite duplication, Nabiru. That's what happens. But I like Dazzle. Or I could take Dazzle at a lower rank. If I take duplication, Nabiru, so that's 25. I can only take Dazzle at 3 ranks. That's just funny. Only thing is going to be blinding with that kind of a dazzle power. Like that's almost the only thing is going to be blinding are going to be civilians, which could come in handy. Blinding minions and useless mooks with the power of the sun, or he could have conditional effect that he needs direct sunlight. That he needs a light source. I like that. I like that. Probably conditional one. Okay. You convinced me, Nabiru. Need light. I'll say it's condition 1. 4D. 3 hero point. Okay. Do believe this is done. Power of the sun. So he can't dazzle in a dark room. He needs to be in a room that already has light. Almost could give him element control light. Golems of the Grand Knighthood. All right, let me show you what we got so far. So this is very much a very, like, I'd say not overpowered hero at all. He's big, so he's not going to be able to fit in a lot of places. Like he's not in his human form, he's not going inside of a building. I mean, sorry, in his golem form, he's not going inside of a building. He's going to have to go in his squishy human form and then transform into a golem. Yes, without the need of pilots. Exactly, Nabiru. Actually, I kind of wanted to give him regeneration. How much did that cost? Because there's the reference to him regenerating. 6 hero points. No, not space for that. Okay. So the only way to really hurt him is to get up close, and he's going to be punching really hard because of his growth power. I would say his deflection doesn't count as an offensive ability because it has such heavy restrictions on it. The defensive ability, okay. So he's got a lot of stuff in there. He's got power duplication. He's got a little bit of bright lights with his dazzle. Let's do the final count. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. I'm going to grab my phone and use it as a calculator. Okay. So we got superhero package for 50 points. Inanimate for 9. Immunity fatigue. Immortality. Night vision. Growth. Full deflection. Duplication. And dazzle. Comes out to exactly 125. This is a fully built character, chat. I did take suggestions for the reflection golem. and he can duplicate himself. Not gonna do a whole lot with that, but like there can be two of him. Yeah. I debated giving him element control light, but I feel like I did that with the Star Hunter. I wanted to do something a little different this time. He's not going to be good for investigations, and he's not going to be doing super great for uh if an enemy gets up in melee with him. I think instead of unusual looks for this, because he does have unusual looks, but the thing people are going to notice is going to be how heavy it is. Yeah, we're going to take very heavy because he has weight of 8. He's kind of like the Hulk a little bit with his alter ego being just a regular dude. His alter ego is just a regular dude. All right. He's not super powerful, um, but I like it. I like the design. I think I'd play it. Have some difficulty, but like just stay at range and start swatting back my opponent's attacks at them. I mean, interesting challenge for players if this was like an enemy or something that they had to square up against that could just deflect all of their ranged attacks, so that way they have to get up close and they have to use melee attacks with it in order to smash his mirrors. But yeah, he's just a little guy that like wanders around and uh he's just a little guy that wanders around and beats up things. Also, the thing is, he can lift 5 tons too. So he's gonna be the one you're gonna want to be lifting buildings. Um, Let me give this a range because I believe it is a range for the weight and height. Growth. Rank higher, your weight equals your growth rank. You substitute your growth rank for your might and toughness. You also gain armor, your current growth rank. Lastly, running at half your growth. Okay. So between 20 to 25 feet tall. All right, Silva. Good night. Thanks for coming along. So more than 25. So 21 to 25 feet tall. That's fine. Not 20 feet. So 25 feet's fine. But the 5 tons is where it gets really heavy. So between 2 to 5 tons. So we'll say 3 to 5 tons. Once you get into tons, every ton matters. All right. Okay. What do you think, Nabiru? He's got his golemy stuff. He's got his night vision. He's got his deflection. He can duplicate himself because of his mirror abilities. And he's got the dazzle, the razzle dazzle. Yeah, I think this would be a fun character to play. He's gonna spend a lot of time walking around as a human, like because a lot of games are gonna involve investigations, mystery, sneaking into bad guys' places. Like he's not gonna be able, like he's gonna be locked out of so many things, and he's gonna have to learn how to be helpful in his alter ego form. Probably gonna have to get like some standard gear and just be like, that would be interesting actually. His alter ego could just have standard gear. Let's take a look at the gear. You can have any gear that would be determined to be standard. So let's take a look at the gear. His alter ego would be reliant on gear in order to do anything. Okay. Okay, so he has gear. We'll say bulky rigid. What's bulky? Characters with this suffer 1d penalty rolls on acrobatics, speed, stealth, swimming, unless they have a might of 4 or greater, which he does not have. Characters wearing this armor suffer a challenge rolls on acrobatics, speed, stealth, and swimming. So bulky is you can get past it with a high might. Rigid is you always have a minus 1d penalty. Well, it's going to be all the same to him. say he's got an armored uniform, modern armored uniform. Which gives him armor plus 1d. Toughness plus armor bonus. Okay. And then since it's in a modern day setting, we're gonna have a pistol. Probably say he has got an assault rifle and a baseball bat. No. Combat knife. No, we're keeping it light. So yeah. Pistol, combat knife. Because he doesn't have any military clearance. Okay. All right. So he can fight kind of up to 4D with that one. But that one's going to be having a lot of resolve. That one's going to have a lot of resolve. He's going to be like kind of have to John Wick it. Combat knife is 1D. Pistol is 2D. So he can use the combat knife at 4 dice and the pistol at 5 dice. Okay. Pistol at 5 dice is not terrible. It's not terrible. His armored uniform giving him armor of 4 dice isn't bad at all. Your strongest trait's going to be 5, so he's going to have like a metric. Actually, I don't think his alter ego can gain resolve. So, it is the final sheet. Gave him modern armored uniform, pistol, and combat knife. Making use of that alter ego mechanic is actually really interesting. Let me take a look at that again. So, that's interesting. Okay. That was fun, making an OC that I've wanted to make since I was a kid. Finally putting it together, seeing what it looked like. I just know that like I want to be careful that like I don't fall into the trap I did with mutants and masterminds where I become obsessed with it and think that this system can do everything until the point where I'm trying to do a mech game with it. There are mech systems that you would use for mech games. You don't have to use a superhero system for a mech game. Which reminds me, one of these days I want to buy Beam Saber. That's another that's a mech game that looks really cool. It's like 20 or 30 bucks. Anyway, that was fun. A lot of reading, a lot of designing characters, finally building this OC. Alright. I might make a Platinum Imperium one. Might have a whole series of uh I'd have an entire series of golemy characters. Could build a whole super team of golemy characters. Platinum Imperion, a massive, massive golem that just says it can't die. And it can grant other people the ability that they can't die. Is there an affects others modifier where I can take something itself and change it to affects others? Area of effect. Let me see. No, I don't see it. Hold on, close. Touch powers. Okay. Uh, no, I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh, there is imbue +4 hero point pro. This pro applies to powers that only affect you. It means you can also use the power on another character and or objects, whatever makes sense for the power. You must touch whatever you want to imbue with the power. Your willpower equals the maximum number of subjects you can affect at the same time. Can't affect anything with a weight rank greater than your willpower. Ah. So I could make a Platinum Imperion that could just grant immortality temporarily to anyone. Or like immunity to things. Could grant like immunities and could just like yeah, he's big and strong and bulky, but his main thing is that he grants immunities and defensive buffs to allies. Just touches somebody and like says you need to have really strong willpower so it can affect lots of things. Okay. Okay. That was fun. So, what's everybody doing this weekend? What, like, I know I've got a game this weekend with my Lancer group. Might play D&D. Definitely want to watch some anime. Uh, gonna see some stuff. I've started watching this. Well, it's not new anime. It's a very classic and old anime, Aura Battler Dunbine, which is an isekai. It's one of the first. Anime is always good. I've started watching Aura Battler Dunbine, which is this classic anime. That's an isekai, but it's an interesting way they do the isekai. Where um this this country is pulling people through from our world, and like one of the first people that he pulled through was this robotics specialist, roboticist, I don't know what the word is, um who, and they like pulled materials and machines and equipment, and he took all of the science stuff and mixed it with the magic in the world of Dunbine, and he made mechs. But it's interesting because like the mechs run on magic, but the people of this world don't have enough magic in order to use it. They're called like aura energy or whatever, and um only humans. Well, I mean, they're all human, but like only people from Earth have enough aura energy to use the mechs to their fullest potential. If any of them want to use it, they have to like have like charged batteries and use controls and like, but uh and so it starts with this interesting thing with this political drama where like the main character gets pulled in, and he's kind of a prisoner and he's trying to figure out what to do, but he's finding out that like the people who summoned him aren't necessarily the good guys. Um and he has to decide what he's going to do about that. I've only watched the first episode, and it's really interesting. I know it was really popular like a long time ago, and there's actually a D&D monster that's based on the mechs from Aura Battler Dunbine from the original um Space Jammer. Like in the original Space Jammer books, there was this story about these elves that would take these special insects and raise them till they got to a big size, and then um enlarge them the rest of the way and turn them into these undead husks that they would control through these helmets that would allow them to control and move them, so they were like these bug mechs, and it was based on Aura Battler Dunbine. I was watching this video where this person was talking about trying to update that to 5e and doing some research on the history of it. It was a really great video. And the person who was doing the video managed to get an interview with the game designer. Yeah, exactly, Nabaru. And the person doing the video managed to get an interview with the original creator of that monster, and that person's like, yeah, I loved Aura Battler Dunbine. I was talking about what it was like trying to get it, because he had to get like the VHSs that were all raw, and it was like if you didn't understand Japanese, you were kind of like trying to piece together things as they went along. There were no subtitles back then. There was no internet. So I'll probably watch some more of that this weekend. I've also been lately working on editing my lore novel, which I took a long break from that, which I think has helped a lot. It's given me some perspective and a chance to really stop to think about a lot of things. I've made a lot of changes. I'm not I decided, since I do want to publish my lore novel, in order to retain first rights, I'm not going to edit the novel on stream. Um, because like you all, anyone who watched the stream would have seen a good chunk of the first draft from last November. Um, and I want there to be something new and spicy and original for people um, who want to read it whenever it comes out. I don't know when, where, or how it's going to come out. I don't even know. I mean, I might have to independently publish it. Um, and that that could suck. Um, but yeah, I've. It's funny going back and editing the lore novel is this interesting experience because there were so many concepts, ideas, and themes that I kind of just ran with. That I was just like, this is the best I can come up with. I am trying to complete an entire first draft in one 30-day period, or was it 31 or something like that. I'm trying to complete one first draft, so I'm just gonna put down what I've got, and I will come back and edit it later. And now I'm later me where I have to come back and edit it later. Um, which is definitely an experience. Uh, It's so funny. This whole time I've been struggling with the whole like identity thing on my email, and I could have just changed my name forever ago. That's so funny to me. Learned something new tonight. Okay. We didn't exactly do what we wanted to do for tonight. What I wanted to do, which was take viewer suggestions. Um, but I had fun. I hope you all had fun. I know we had a little bit of rough start with having to restart my computer at the beginning. I think overall we made it work. Um, yeah, I think overall we made it work. Yeah, I could do. I'm curious 'cause, like, so the whole platinum thing is based on like the platinum angel, which is like you can't die and your opponent can't win and stuff. Oh my gosh, found some really great card art of Platinum Empyrean. Platinum Angel's also another good one. Platinum Angel's another really great Magic the Gathering card. I meant it looks cool. That's what I meant. I didn't mean that like it's a good card for playing. I just meant that the art looks amazing. That's all I look at Magic the Gathering cards anymore. Yeah, that's all I look at anymore. Yeah, the art for Magic the Gathering cards is so interesting. They have this like this great style and smoothness to them. It's very unique. Charizard. What's that one do? Doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, just looking at some of these Magic the Gathering cards just looks so interesting. Like I'm just scrolling through a bunch of them right now and they're just really cool. A card that literally says take your remaining deck and play a sub game of Magic. Loser of that sub game cuts their life. What? That just sounds so silly and overly complicated. It's like I guess that's Magic in a nutshell. Okay, I was wondering how you got 8. I'm like, I could have swore there was a limit of 4, but you say if you both play it. Yeah, that would be really brutal, Nabaru. I think things like that are part of why Commander has become so popular. Like, I was I was looking on Facebook and I saw a meme where someone talked about how like he was expressing to his friends how much money it costs to really get into Commander. Uh, and like his friend just kind of stared at him when he heard the numbers and was just like, have you considered like spending your money on anything else? Because like Commander gets ridiculous. It gets absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. I had a friend forever ago who claimed left and right that he knew somebody that won a world championship thingy or pro tour qualifier, whatever, by using one of those unhinged cards, one of the unglued cards. And I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And it wasn't until I was older later that I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. That's not tournament legal. That's never been tournament legal. There was this one card that said like when you cast this card, tear it up and throw it at your opponent, everything that a piece of the card lands on is destroyed. And like my friend was claiming that he knew someone who did that, and a piece of the card landed on the other person's deck. And it's like, oh well, your deck's destroyed. I win. There's some really crazy stuff. Oh, what do they got? What are they up to now? I know there's unglued and unhinged. What else was there? Okay. Hey, the reflective golem. I should download the art for reflective golem just so I know where it is. Unstable, unsanctioned. I'll look into doing that. Get a full art of reflective golem for that character. Actually, let me do that right now before I forget. Here we go. I wish there was an art that didn't have the random dude standing in front of reflective golem. Yeah. I was hoping if I clicked on the image, it would take me to a place that had the full art. Whether illegal, ignoring the comical aspect. Some tell you to stand and drop it from a distance. Yeah. Some of them are like tear up cards and do all this other stuff. It gets really silly. Of course it's a WebP file. Of course it's a WebP file, Nabiru. I hate WebP. I hate those kind of like off-brand files because then I have to convert them into PNGs. It was JFIFs before, but now it's WebP files. It was JFIFs before. It used to be all the stuff I got off of Twitter was JFIFs. Then I stopped getting my memes from Twitter. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I might end up doing that, Nabiru. Just might. All right. So it's that time of night. Let's wind down. So I want to say thank you to everyone for coming to the stream and for sitting through me rambling on about a new game that I'm obsessed with. Hopefully, maybe you will be back to our regularly scheduled content on Monday. We'll see. Got to see how the weekend treats me. Maybe I'll do some Lancer stuff. Who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna see how the weekend treats me and what happens with all of that. Scroll up and see everybody who came through. So to Silva, to Nabaru, to Tom, I think Superhero 60. Yeah, to Superhero 60. To everyone else who watched the stream and didn't say anything in the background, and to anyone who watches this VOD afterwards, I want to say I love each and every one of you, and I believe in all of you. I think that each of you makes this world a better place by being in it, and I'm grateful every day to live in a world with you. I think that you all possess a truly special, unique, one of a kind energy that only you can bring to everything you do. I believe that each one of you, the precious, valuable, unmistakable treasure. Thank you for coming to my stream. Thank you for giving me your time and your attention and for being a part of this community. I'm always grateful to have each of you here giving me your time, your attention, and your energy. Thank you so much for coming. I also ask that you remember the Star Hunter motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always stop to enjoy the meat. With that said, I hope that all will like the stream. It helps the algorithm with pushing it out. We need every little bit we can get for that. And I forgot my own outro. Haha. Do you have any friends, family, acquaintances, enemies, arch nemesis, one true pairing, all of the above that you think might enjoy my content? Feel free to show them my content or invite them to the next stream. Next stream is going to be Monday, 8:30 p.m. EST. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for being wonderful. Thank you all for being outstanding. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing on YouTube, you can subscribe and ding the notification bell to let you know whenever I go live or when I release content. Please make sure that you're still subscribed to me. Sometimes the system will randomly unsubscribe people. If you want to keep up with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, you can follow me on Twitter or join my Discord. I do try to be active on those, not as much as I used to, but I do try to be active. You can find links to both of those in the description down below. Also, remember, you are never required to donate to be here. You're never required to give money to be a welcome member of the community. With that said, if you ever feel motivated to donate to improve the stream or to improve my life, there are links where you can do that down below. I want you all to know that I appreciate each and every one of you who has donated in the past, who has helped make things possible for me today. Thank you to each and every one of you who made my life better. Hope you all have a wonderful night, and I hope you all know that you are amazing.